Right, we've got a start there for the second race of the weekend, third race of the weekend for the Supersport 600 class, and Damon Rees, after a crash in the last race, tucked the front end in going to the hairpin about halfway through the race. Has got the whole shot there and leads it into turn one, and it looks to be like there's a Kawasaki in third place. That'll be number 28, Shane Richardson, on the Miratone paint, Wainuiomata joinery sponsored machine. Boyle Kawasaki support them, as well as Motorrad Kawasaki and Wellington Kawasaki New Zealand got something to do with there, with Dan Metam in second place and Cam Hudson on the Yamaha in fourth place. So it is Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki and Yamaha. Bit of an absentee out there now is, well, not out there now, is unfortunately Alex Phillips had a big crash at Ruapuna last weekend. He stalled on the start line and got clipped there and hurt his wrist, and then yesterday unfortunately went off the end of the front straight here at Teretonga, and he's out for this meeting and definitely the next meeting. He's got a bit of a bump on the head. He's okay, but he knows he's a bit gun-shy and a bit hurt. And look at that, a change for the lead coming on the start-finish like 48 thousandths of a second. Dan Metam already run 2 races so far this weekend in the 600 Super. Oh, Dan runs very, 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 very wide. In fact, he's off into the grass. He's off into the grass. He's upright at the moment, and the dust is flying up. And wow, how did he hold that? How did he hold that? And that was incredible. Dan Metam right back there. In fact, he's still pushing his bike along there. So Dan Metam just runs wide. So it is now the Honda team out in the front. It is Damon Rees and no, sorry, the Yamaha of Cam Hudson there. I missed the colours there until he tipped over the other way. It's the white and orange Yamaha 61, the current national points leader in the Supersport 600 class there in second place, and can't quite pick up who that is in third place. Oh no, it is Damon Rees has moved down to third place. They changed positions. There is a pit shed in the middle of the track here, and that obliterated our view there. So it has been from first down to third. In fact, back into first. We're missing one there. Where is the... Oh, sorry. Confusing. Cam Hudson goes in and takes the lead. No, Damon Rees shuts the door, and look at that, about 10 to 12 bike leads. Have we seen Dan Metam rejoin the track, Neil Richardson?
No, we haven't, and the other one, Shane Richardson's gone as well. So Shane Richardson not up in that group as well. So Shane missing from that group. So 2 of our stars, 2 of the top 3 from the finish last time are both missing from the field. So it's a Honda benefit at the moment. Out in front, great to watch as well. Sorry, a Honda benefit in front, but the second place as well for Cam. Keen to look out as well in that lineup to Jeremy Holmes. He's a long way back. I get the idea that Dan Metam wasn't the only one affected by what went on at that top corner, because although he overshot, absolutely magic ride to be out in the soft stuff, the kitty litter, and still keep it upright, a drive it at the end where you saw the puff of dust come up. That is full credit, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. It had the opposite effect yesterday, unfortunately, for Aaron Lovell and Tracy Bryan in their sidecar crash. Just had an opportunity to have a chat to them. Great to see them back. Unfortunately, they can't help each other eat because they've broken both their left collarbones, which means that they can't sit down and eat a meal together, with one on the knife, one on the fork. But hey, I'm sure with a little bit of adaptivity they'll be able to get it right. It's just so positive to see them back and a smile on their face. Just another setback, but more importantly, some great work from him. Just, you know, a little mistake, something that they've realised that they've made. Nothing wrong with the machine or the track or organisation or anything else. But neat to see you guys, and loving it. Made my day to watch them come back on the racetrack, because after all, the competitors are our friends. We want them so much. So there we go. Damon, Cam, Seth Devereaux. Yes, Seth up there at the moment. So good to watch Super Seth. Here he goes. We'd just done an interview, which is the reason we were quickly running back across the track and struggling to get our breath back in time to do the racing. Thanks, Spider, for the update from the start. But hey, that was great. And Seth, we've only just finished that interview. He's got back to put his gear on. He has had no time at all to really prepare for this one. So great to see him getting better and better. And it's not wet. In fact, it is warm here in Invercargill today. Very nice conditions indeed. So bring it on with more of our top cars and commercials supported Supersport class, with Cam Hudson, your race leader, from Damon Rees in second, Seth Devereaux for the third from Aaron Hesson. Go back to the Australian 16-year-old super kid that's ahead, Collins ahead of Marcus Begley. Go to Royd Walker Holt. Keen to look out for Robert Gibson. He's been a notable improvement as well, Spider. One I think we should take more recognition of as well. And keen to look at these Jeremy Holmes coming back. Looking at Jeremy behind him, fellow Southlander John Crawford on the Southern Suzuki. Keen to look out there to Dan Metam. And Dan, well, see, Dan has made very little improvement in his placings here. Look at his time at a last tap was a 101.3. If he had a 101.3, he'd be straight in at about 5th place. So there he is, fighting his way back. Best time at the moment, though, with Cam Hudson and a 100.372. So great performance out there, Spider Stables.
Yeah, Shane Richardson sitting on the tyre wall over there at the big sweeper, about 2/3 of the way around. He's still got his helmet on, so I don't know what it went on, and we saw Dan Medham go off there, but we didn't quite catch Shane Richardson, so there's something that's going to change the point. We're looking through, trying to find some national points here, somewhere along the line, so drama aplenty already in the Supersport 600 race. We had dramas all weekend, last weekend at Ruapuna, where I think for the three races, we ended up with something like 8 starts. There was so many people went down in turn 1 on the first race of the weekend. We had Colin London unfortunately clipped another rider, and there was 3 riders went down there. Another 2 went off into the dirt, including Shane Richardson. They didn't fall over, and I think Biggles there at one stage was amongst that group. And then later on we had Rex Minch crash and caused a red flag. Dan Medham caused a red flag. Alex Phillips on the start line.
Damon Rees
as well. He came out of the
yes.
hairpin and had the biggest crash. What he said was his biggest crash of his road racing career, but the fortunate thing was he was all right. So plenty of drama amongst the Supersport 600 class, and there's always one class that seems to stand out as being dramatic, and to this year it seems to be the 600 Supersports.
And it's been Cam Hudson, the man that's kept out of most of that trouble, luckily enough, so that's why you see him now at the front end of this field. A great performance with Damon Rees back there in second place, going to the Flying Suzuki of young Aaron Hassan. He got on the podium last week. Just goes to show when others aren't consistent, he will be. So another Mr. Consistency ride out there. Great to watch. Seth Devereaux goes back one, so that's Aaron Hassan picking up the race pace. If we check out on their times at the moment, we've got Aaron doing 1:00.628, and we've got Seth in there at 1:00.09. So what have we got there? Effectively 300 1,000ths of the race in there. So down to 3/10 of a second, not much in it with Ted Collins, Marcus Begley, Roy Walker Holt. See some of those other riders improving through there as we look, Spider. But hey, Jeremy Holmes making his way up, and Dan Medham, he's gone up 3 places now. 3 places, that's a better improvement. So look for Dan Medham. But hey, when a guy like that makes a mistake, once upon a time in our racing, Spider, we'd have enough time in the race. Remember, this is going to be 20 laps that he could make his way up. But now with the quality of what we got, I think he'll even struggle to probably make what by the end of 20 laps. Can he get back to maybe 7th, 8th place, something like that?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a tough call, but if anyone can do it, Dan Medham, who's already had 2 wins this weekend, can do it. So, mate, the skill of the rider, when he went off, he sat right up, then went in with a big cloud of dust coming out of there, and I guess maybe he was tied up with Shane Richardson as well, because Shane Richardson's sideline there, and that'll be valuable points eating away in front of his eyes. And Cam Hudson, look at the class act from him. He dominated at Ruapuna last weekend, and we were wondering whether he could string it together for other tracks that he doesn't quite have the experience on. But right now, he's riding with a cool, level head on the Trevor Pearce Yamaha number 61 machine. And look at that, absolutely dominant at the moment. He's got maybe 120, no, in fact, probably about 140 metres with the Honda rider number 9 in second spot. And exceptional ride too for Aaron Hassan, who's second quickest on the track. A 1 minute .3 for Cam Hudson, a 1 minute .6 for Aaron Hassan, Damon Rees for a 1 minute .7, and Seth Devereaux, the busiest man at the racetrack in terms of running around doing all his media stuff, is having the ride of his series. In fact, the ride of the last couple of series. He's a gun in the wet, mate. If it gets wet anywhere, you'd almost put money on Seth to win, but certainly the local man, when I say local, he's from Tapanui, which is about 45 minutes away from Invercargill. And this is his home track. He's had a great part to help other people out this week. He had his own bike, I think, run a bearing last weekend. He got another motor, and then I was at his place on Thursday, and he was putting together Robert Gibson's bike, number 37. So that's helped with Robert Gibson, who's now up into 10th place. Dan Medham's gone up into 9th. And then, of course, Shane Richardson bike, I think, burned a valve, which is an unusual problem in this day and age, but burned a valve, and they were off out to Tapanui and tapped Seth Devereaux. So I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning before Seth got any sleep, and he had to be up at 5:30 in the morning to deliver some bikes, because everyone's got to get back and get some work to earn some money. And so he's working on 3 bikes. He also does a lot of the media work, and great to have Seth round too. So a 1 minute and 4:33 for Aaron Hassan. He's getting quicker, but still a 1 minute and 3:72 for Cameron Hudson. So 0.3 of a second between first and I think 0.4 of a second into lap times between Cam Hudson and Damon Rees, with Cam being the quicker one. Aaron Hassan, he may come through there, although there's a fair gap out on the racetrack, Richie.
Yes, indeed, 3.1 seconds, pretty good for Cam Hudson, and my apologies for Cam and his supporters, because his name just doesn't appear through consistency, and I think this has really been a turning point for him, because it's not just been the Ruapuna track, which is his home and favoured track, but he's now doing it at other tracks as well. This is a sign of a champion, and I'll tell you what, if this guy can go all the way, this will be a great story to talk about with just what you do behind the scenes. Preparation, no substitute for it. Spider, as he thoroughly deserves to be up there. So Cameron Hudson, put your name amongst the champions, and let's hope we can see him up with the Suzuki Series, and maybe through the south here and doing some other meets coming down to Teretonga for the likes of the Burt Munro for our E. Hayes and Son sprint meet here at Teretonga. And certainly now that we've got the fabulous Invercargill street race, we know we've got a quality street race event going on here, so which any rider of any calibre can be part of. So bring on Cameron Hudson, a young name that's sure to make it happen, so loving that work. Then we go to Damon Rees, Aaron Hessen, go to Seth Devereaux, Ted Collins, Marcus Begley, Jeremy Holmes up to 7th. So well done, Royd Walker, Holt, Dan Medham, now in at 9th place. 9th, remember we talked about him, 14th, 11th, now 9th. I've made the prediction it'll be hard to go past the 7 or 8 there, but he's only 2 away from it. So, and in fact, when we look at the difference, he's actually only 3 seconds off getting up to Jeremy Holmes. It'll start to get harder, but I tell you the one I'm liking here at the moment, Spider, is Marcus Begley. Great effort from Marcus on the number 80 bike, the man all the way from Auckland on his Kawasaki's, Biggles Racing, Rest to Race, RCM, Chelsea Contracting, Dunlop, Track Signs, BRB, Shirai, Jdas, the Red Baron, Will Sport, and the Inter-Islander helping him get here to the beautiful south. So well done, Marcus Begley. And Biggles, one of the nice guys, well respected on the race scene. He was a great help as well in arranging a bike this year for Billy Redmayne to come over from the Isle of Man to compete in the Suzuki Series. So a good guy on the track and off the track, Spider Stables.
Oh yeah, he's been around for a few years and always put on a very presentable race team in that. And last year he supported young Taylor Ralph with Steve Bagshaw, providing the bike for Taylor Ralph, the Australian, to come out and do the 125 class on the IMD 250. I take my hat off, even bigger to Marcus and his partner Dom. They've had a baby this year, young Riker, and to do that and to be able to just physically be able to do the road racing series, it's just that extra big bite that a couple like that have dug deep and come out to do that as well. I think there's going to be a change of position there and for second place, because we've got it was 0.4 of a second on the last lap between Damon Rees and the first of the Suzuki's, Aaron Hassan, but it could change very, very quickly. We've got Cam Hudson going through there in the first spot there, but as I say that, Damon Rees has opened it up. Damon Rees has opened it up to a 1.1 second lead, so maybe he's been getting a lap time, a pit board, and in fact he was 0.7 of a second quicker. Damon was over and above Aaron Hassan last lap, and we are coming across lappers, so that may have had some part of it. There's just 2 lappers in behind them, so somewhere along the line in the last lap they would have come across him. But Cam Hudson, what a class act for the number 61 bike out there, Neil.
Well, in fact, here we go. Jeremy Holmes going into the top of the loop at the moment. Has it been to change at the moment? Biggles Racing, no, look at that, underneath for Jeremy Holmes. Saw his 2 boys down in the pits having some real fun. And young Arthur with his mechanicking, he's got his little scooter bike there. It's got Honda on it, so it should do. And he's got it turned upside down. He's stern and the spanners on it. Oh, he's got it. Yes, indeed. Puts it on the inside of Biggles Racing. And there it is, Jeremy Holmes, the local star. Come on, Southland, should be more vocal. Want to see more of you waving your shirts and your caps around and giving him a cheer. Come back, Jeremy Holmes. So he's up into 6th place now, 6th place. And those times at 1:00.841. So he's just done as fast this time, not as fast as he has done during the weekend. And as we talked about in the Southland Times during the weekend, his pre-build up, still wanting to crack that magic 1 minute mark. He has not cracked 1 minute around this fabulous Teretonga circuit, so we're certainly hoping to do that. So Cameron Hudson, Damon Rees separated by 3.7. That's a Cameron Hudson benefit. That's the biggest margin we've seen, unfortunately, for the feature race, the big 20 lapper. We lost our class with 2 of our top 3 going out on that loop at the top end of the straight, so that was really bad luck indeed. So we've seen one of those now, and Dan Medham fighting his way back. He's got 8, so he's gone past Robert, he's gone past Royd, he's now got Marcus in front of him, only less than a second away, and then he's got Jeremy, and Jeremy on attack. I tell you what, he's going to have to put in a staunch effort to be up with Jeremy at the moment, and he too is out to fly and catch up with the young Australian, Ted Collins. If we look at their best times, Jeremy at a 1:00.08 and Ted's at a 1:01.6, so nearly a second between them. So Jeremy, I'm sure, will sense the fact that he can get up and go one better. There's Rex Minchip, and Rex, the all-round Mr. Nice guy out of Taupo. I've known Rex for many years. I did radio promotional work in Taupo with Rex a moon or 2 ago, and a neat guy. And he's on the Body Fuel Cafe, supported Wings and Wheel Hyundai Pro Moto Motorcycles, Moto TT Track Days, Pirelli, supported Yamaha R6. So good on you, Rex. Love to see your work out there on the racetrack and the good work on the track. Unfortunately, He hasn't chosen the best hotel in Invercargill to stay at, and he's giving it a hard time on Facebook. But anyway, he won't be here too long, and time to move on anyway. So bring on Rex Minchin, just another one of our stars. A 20 lapper, folks, and that is 14 laps. So when they come past next time, 5 to go. 3/4 mark coming up, and Cameron 3.7 ahead of Damon Rees, who's then 1.1 ahead of Aaron Hassan. We then go back around approximately 4.5 to Seth Devereaux, who's still in front by a good margin over Ted Collins. Not quite the podium for Seth Devereaux, so he had trouble interviewing himself, Spider, so that probably saved some pain. But well done to Seth, a much better performance in the dry. What are we seeing, a big improvement to Seth, do you think, or is this just him starting to get back to his best?
Well, he's always struggled in the dry, but this is his home track, remember, and he's just got his head focused around it, and just, well, I don't know how he does it with all those bikes to rebuild and all the other stuff he does, but just got his head in the right place this weekend and coming non-stop. Hey, we're just about going to see a change of position maybe between second and third. Damon Rees maybe slowing a bit, but Aaron Hassan's pulled right up there. There'll be 10 bike lengths between them as they go into the Macaulay Ford corner. They disappear out of sight. Now, this is the corner, the hairpin they're coming up to, that Damon tucked the front end in the race before. Has it dented his confidence? Not usually with this young lad. He's been around motorcycles for most of his life. I think the first time he came to a motorcycle race meeting, he came with his father and went home with his mother that long ago. Tony and Vicky Rees, and a big motocross background, so he hasn't had his confidence dented. In fact, set pole position this weekend and been out leading some of the races as well. So there it is. They go across the start-finish line. The gap is closed down to 0.2 of a second. It was about a second. So Aaron Hassan looking up on the inside. They go off the end of the front straight. It is Cam Hudson coming off that big sweeper. Cam has slowed a bit. That's all right. He's got a pit board out there. He knows he needs just consistency. This is going to increase his points lead substantially, especially with the likes of Dan Metten sideline, or not sideline, but right down to the bottom of the field and moving up through, and also Shane Richardson, one of the hot favourites there, out of action, sitting on the tyre wall. So eyes are as they go into the hairpin here at Teretonga on lap 16 or 17 of a 20 lapper. It is the Honda in the lead with the Aaron Hassan bike. There's 8 bike lengths, maybe 10 bike lengths. That Honda's just that little faster, but Aaron Hassan's a demon under the brakes as they come onto the front straight. Here comes Cam Hudson. Another perfect lap for Cam Hudson there. No lappers in front of him, and no lappers in front of the second and third place. It's closed right down. It was 0.2 of a second. It's now about the same. It's about the same, but the closes down. Aaron Hassan going into turn 1, tucks up on the inside, but still about the same distance, I think, Neil Ritchie. Oh, look at this from Seth. I've been watching him. What a great lap he's just put in. He's got nobody actually to be drawn along by, because the other guys are sort of a corner away from, or a straight length away, other than the front straight. Probably the only time that he gets to see those guys, because just as he's exiting the loop, they're going into Castrol. But on the other hand, the rider behind him is actually a lap rider, so that means that the trailing rider then in Ted Collins is actually about the same distance back behind Seth, as Seth is behind the third place in front of him. Never say never, because well, we've seen already drama with the likes of Dan Meddham, and up to 6th place. Please prove me wrong. Go Dan. Good effort indeed, Dan Meddham. Well done in the 6th place. So Dan Meddham up there to fly. Down in your program, the number 34 with the Suzuki New Zealand RCM, that's Ray Clee Motorcycles, Pirelli, Ctas, Barnes Jenkins Insurance, AGV, EBC, RST, Leathers, Coleman, Suzuki, and Preferred Meanings. The proud sponsors of Dan Meddham, so well done to the number 34 out there. So Dan Meddham up and amongst them, and going well in best time. Thank you, Spot. In fact, in that previous lap, it was covered as well. 1:00.363. That is pretty much around the time we had in the first race as well. And despite of the 20 lapper, we're going to get the white flag next time. This is big. Yeah, big in second place here with Cam Hudson disappearing off the distance, but Aaron Hassan has closed right up on Damon Rees. There's 4 to 5 bike lengths, and Dame's just a smidgen quicker through the Macaulay Ford left-hander, and then the next corner there, they go out of sight. Cam Hudson's going into the tight hairpin, or yeah, it is a hairpin coming onto the front straight. The eyes are on second place. That Honda's faster. That Honda is faster when they come out of the hairpin. But Aaron Hassan closes up there. It's all about the drive coming onto the front straight. It's all about that. That's where the action needs to happen. The white flag is out. Cameron Hudson, number 61 on the Trevor Pierce Yamaha, takes the white flag. Last lap to go. Can we see Aaron Hassan reel in Damon Rees? I'm not going to wish any bad luck on anyone. All I want to do is see a good, clean race. Aaron tries up on the inside, settles in Citizen behind him there. 4 bike lengths, maybe 5 bike lengths. We'll see them. They're matched evenly around this big sweeper here at Teretonga. Probably the best corner in New Zealand to race a motorbike. In my mind, it is the best corner except for the Cemetery Circuit S's. Aaron Hassan tries up on the inside through the Casper corner, but settles in behind Damon Rees. Gets a good drive out of the corner, 3 bike legs through the Macaulay Ford left-hander into the right-hander, and they disappear out of our sight. There's Cam Hudson, comes out from behind the building, and Bingles flies across the front line, start finish line there on the number 80 machine, and Dan Metham has now moved up into 5th place. Dan Metham, that's very, very credible. Certainly better than Shane Richardson, who's sitting on the fence over there. That's a bit of a shame for the young lad, but here we go. Cam Hudson, 25 points, and all eyes are on for second place. It is Damon Rees, number 9, followed by Aaron Hassan. It is Yamaha, followed by Honda, followed by Suzuki. Big, good comeback for Damon Rees after a crash in the last race. Looking out there, it is Seth Devereaux for 4th place, and expecting Dan Metham. What a magical ride, and the fastest man on the track with a 1:00.253. Not quite lap record time. We've got lap record set at 59.949, and there we go. Robert Gibson goes through just ahead of Rick Mixman. You've got to take my hat off to this young man, Ted Collins from Australia. Had a crash last weekend, got taken out last weekend and was sidelined.